Welcome back, guys, to more Pro League action. Coming at you live from the next arena. Starting off round 3 with a bang. SPENU looking to make a name for themselves here. And it's going well for them so far. DRG has returned, so has Bomber. All these old greats coming back. So awesome.
So awesome, Valdez. Well said. And now, MyuNgSiK versus the YoDa.
MyuNgSiK.
MyuNgSiK. I love that name. I could say it all day, but I'll say it one more time. MyuNgSiK, he is looking fantastic in recent times. He's had so much success, actually, in individual leagues and in Pro League. He's reaching a new level. He's obviously a lot happier on this team. He finally moved over from Prime. He's been showing great results for it. But here is YoDa. Oh my goodness, 0-4 against Protoss.
That's not a stat you want to see if you're a Prime fan.
Not if you're down 2 games and you got to rely on this guy to get the win against someone like MyuNgSiK. It's going to be a bit of a tough one. The map is Vaani Research Station though, you know, not a bad map for Terran on this matchup. He can do some pretty tricky drops in that pocket natural.
Can get really nasty. I myself don't like even playing this map against Terran. But let's see what he can do. Let's see what he has prepared. He doesn't look also like excited for this match. Very, very calm in the booth.
Very zen sort of state. Maybe just thinking about what he's going to do.
He is YoDa.
He is the YoDa. And there's MyuNgSiK.
Are you serious?
It's like we don't hear this song enough, Valdez.
Are you serious?
He's got that SPENU pride. That SPENU pride. I love it. I love this song.
I also do.
I haven't heard it a million times or anything.
No. Well, 1-1 in ace matches, 1-2 against YoDa. Also not the greatest record here against Terran, but a lot of those matches were before he reached this new Super Saiyan level.
Before he powered up.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go into the DBZ sort of quotes, I don't know if you want to do that with me, Valdez, but I can go on for days.
I can try. I'll probably butcher them.
Well, we'll say with Super Saiyan for now.
Okay. That's one that I know. I think everybody knows that one.
Absolutely.
Well, Moonblade, I'm definitely feeling the 3-0 here for SPENU. How about yourself?
I'm getting that impression, Valdez. I definitely voted for MyuNgSiK, as you will see in just a second.
Yeah, let's see these predictions. Oh, everyone from MyuNgSiK. The SPENU crowd is very, very happy.
That's right. He looks more like a Kaioken with that red shirt on, you know. You might not actually, Valdez. Never mind. That's another power in DBZ.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, not a surprise here. I think we're just about to jump into it too, Valdez.
Yeah, Vaani Research Station. What does MyuNgSiK have up his sleeve? Or rather, what can YoDa do to take this back for Prime? Let's jump into the game right now. Vaani Research Station. Down here in the bottom, 6 o'clock in the purple for Prime. It is YoDa.
And up here in the top, got that SPENU player, MyuNgSiK. Best name in esports.
Yeah, that's actually his real name too. Did you know that?
Yeah. People actually might read his name and think it's MyuNgSiK. Wrong. You pronounce S-I as sh.
Yes, you do.
She.
Yep. Moonblade's learning well.
I know Korean. MyuNgSiK from SPENU.
Yeah. So much energy for this SPENU team in the what's it called? The makeup room as well. Just everybody laughing. Even Sojung was over there joking around with the team. Everybody in high spirits. All these old greats coming back, providing a lot of experience to the roster.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this team.
Some of that older experience I think is pretty valuable as well.
Oh, it's huge.
Especially, you know, when you think of teams like Prime, they're kind of lacking these older players, these youngs that they can look to for practice and that have really had that same sort of level of success as the players we do see on SPENU now with like Bomber and DRG. These guys have been around the world for so many years, playing in tournaments, winning in tournaments.
I just had a thought, Moonblade.
What'd you think, mate?
MyuNgSiK wins this game, we won't get to see Jim.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a shame. Well, they said Jim only came in on Saturday.
Yeah, not much time to practice.
That's no time at all to practice. That's
and
actually,
it was funny. The coach was just like, yeah, he's really calm. He just sits there and plays.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, isn't that what they always do?
Yeah. Don't get me started about this. Don't get me started, man.
I know you have a lot to say about this one.
Cheer up.
Super power, I guess.
Interesting. All right. Probe scouts everything. MyuNgSiK knows what's going on. And
I'm glad you mentioned the experience, by the way, to go back this on Prime specifically, because I feel like Creator's their ace player, and he always comes out, and he's been around for a long time, but he just doesn't have the attitude of like a young, like an oldest brother, like a guy with a lot of experience. Like,
he's still very young.
Yeah, he just, every time he loses, he's very emotional, and
he's too emotional.
He doesn't show that kind of stoic.
I feel that it'd be hard to respect someone who kind of like gets too emotional and falls apart at the end of a loss and stuff. It's
you
like,
lose an Oracle, you like nearly throw your mouse during a game.
Yeah, that's definitely not what a bigger brother should do in the team house. Like, he should be the guy that can take a loss and show players how to react and how to think.
I always kind of laugh at the players like Creator and Marine King. They get so emotional, but they have so many fans at the same time.
Yeah, well,
because a lot of people bond to that emotion, especially because, to be honest, a lot of Korean players don't show that emotion. So a lot of people actually do like it, but at the same time, it gets so bad at times. I feel like it's a little bit childish, and I feel like some of these older, like more experienced players like Creator just has to just show a little bit more of that experience coming through instead of showing that emotion on his sleeve.
I agree. I think it's a lot more healthier as well, not to get so cut up by a loss like that. So you see that early Nexus. Later, assimilator from that as well. Pretty easy to do on this map. Not much of a threat of an attack. You can photon overcharge that main base, and you can essentially defend both bases, unlike on any other map. Any real threat is going to be the drops.
Yeah. We got a Twilight Council on the way here from MyuNgSiK.
Yeah.
Could just be that blink style safety for the drops.
I think
that you're mentioning a lot.
Definitely the best choice in this kind of map. You get out that quick blink so you can deny all those drops, and from there, play a safer game, go into the later Robo and Forge, get those upgrades, and get the Colossus out. And play it from there. You don't have to rush this one. You do have a lot of time in your base and natural. Third base is a little bit more exposed, a little bit harder to get. When you get to 3 bases on this map, it does get a bit trickier.
See a very fast +1 from YoDa. See this occasionally.
Yeah, we do see this quite often, actually.
Yeah, you throw it in there instead of that extra racks.
And it
kind
of like gives you a nice +1 timing window as well. You come in there with +1, you can do a lot of damage with a lot of bio. And look at this, a very safety missile turret. That's super safe. He's like really afraid of an Oracle right now. He's going to be way off because we're seeing a Robo come up next after that blink.
Yeah. It's just like the hero style. You go blink into Robo, start making Colossus eventually. Let's see what this Reaper can get done with the Scout. Already, MyuNgSiK in a great position to deny this. Oh! But he gets in.
Sees absolutely everything he needs to. Goes down, but completely worth it. Bit of a slip up from MyuNgSiK.
Well, looks like YoDa's just going to throw down a safety bunker here. Why not? Especially on this map. Throw it down at the front, salvage it later.
You know what? YoDa's being way too defensive. He's seen this and he's panicked. Like, he's not like panic, but he's like, I'm going to be defensive from here. I'm not going to actually move across the map, even though I have +1 done already. I got +1 armor on the way as well. Stim going to be finished soon as well. You could have really early upgrades, though, which could come into play, especially against a third base like this.
I guess you might just be waiting for those medevacs coming through, eventually go for some drops, but he does have to be careful against that blink. We see a very early third base coming out of MyuNgSiK. I guess he feels now that the Reaper has actually seen the blink coming through, YoDa might play safe and he can get away with getting that third base up very fast.
YoDa is looking kind of scary right now. I think YoDa has a big window to do some serious damage and definitely cancel this third base. He's going to have +1-1. He's going to have Stim. And he's going to have 2 medivacs on the way in just a second. This could create a lot of chaos when he moves up the map. He's going to have to delay with these Blink Stalkers and get these Colossus out ASAP. Because he's still in the process of kind of making his production and getting those upgrades. He's not really at the point where he's just pumping out units yet. He's very vulnerable right now.
Bit of poke damage onto that bunker.
He did see the bio, so he knows exactly what's up. He knows, whoa, I got a lot of bio to deal with. I got to be very careful of any sort of counterattack or any sort of drop on the map. Executing a Marine. Have you ever played Dawn of War?
No, I have not.
There was a race called the Imperial Guard, I believe they're called. And basically, to boost the morale of your troops, you'd shoot one of them before a fight. You'd execute them. Yeah.
That's terrible.
And it like fears them into like attacking harder.
I guess that has a bit of sense into it, but
They're actually very similar to Terran. They were very based on their buildings and hiding in bunkers and stuff. Pretty funnily enough. But yeah,
you know what they say, Moonglade. You don't want to be respected out of fear. That's the worst kind of respect.
Some people say the only way to gain respect is fear. Valdez, what do you say about that?
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
Different lines of thought, I suppose.
Well, I guess, yeah, well, obviously, most people would not want to be feared, respected. This is kind of empty, but here we go. Double drop on the map as we go into this philosophical debate.
Yeah, and look at this. MyuNgSiK is, YoDa's like out here towards that third base, but he can't get any damage done because there is going to be the photon overcharge. There's enough Colossi out. He's going to try to go for a drop. This could do damage.
This could do damage. Look at this. We got the Stalkers coming towards the pocket natural here. Looks like he might be ready for it. He's going to be in between the bases, so they should be able to get landed. It might be a bit harder of a fight here. MyuNgSiK going to react to it now.
He's pulling this army back, and here he goes into the third base, but the Colossus remain. But the question is, can he fight straight up against this? Another Colossus comes through, but it looks like YoDa's trying to focus it down.
Oh, this is ambitious. Nice time warp.
Really huge. Trying to pull off a Maru, but sorry, YoDa, you're not Maru.
You ain't. No way. You almost got the Colossus. You know, you got pretty low.
It was a good time to attack. He really needs to punish this third base like you were saying, but and he does have that 1-1 before MyuNgSiK even had anything out in terms of upgrades, but just not really able to find much damage.
Not yet, but there's still a great potential for it. Very strong sort of positioning on this third base. It's all about weathering the storm right now. If MyuNgSiK can just hold on for a little while longer until his upgrades are started, he's got enough Colossus on the map, and he's got enough buffer for these Colossus. He can pretty much deflect anything.
Oh my god. That probe actually saw.
That probe.
Wow. That timing was pretty huge.
Yeah, with Mothership Core moving towards the third base. Maybe he wants to use a photon overcharge there. He's actually kind of splitting up everything. He's preparing for any sort of situation, and very smartly too. So these 4 medivacs are going for the main.
He's going to have a Colossus in position and that cannon ready, but that's a lot of units being dropped down. +2 about to finish.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage. Nice force field, kind of making it a bit awkward to fight. This Colossus doing so much damage, and these drops aren't doing anything at all.
No, he's totally cleaning this up. That's not worth it. He may be able to find some damage at the third base, but there's a cannon. Gonna buy him some time, and now 2 Colossi with a lot of Zealots to support. Another nice little force field to keep those guys away.
Yeah, look at that. While this is all happening, though, we do see YoDa at home making a lot of Vikings. Might even be looking for a... Actually, no, he's not. He's going to be looking for a lot of Vikings and a lot of bio. Not going to be pulling the boys just yet. He could still do so, but the winner is getting close, sort of closing at this point, because we do see Storm half done already.
Yeah, and charge as well. I don't know, I feel like he's just going to miss his timing. Nice little pylon farm here. I always enjoy when players do stuff like this. Make some art with their base.
Beautiful, beautiful crystals. Very expensive. Very vulnerable as well. If you see a good drop there, you know, he could very well get supply blocked.
That is true. So he's going to scan here, make sure there's no observers, but he just barely misses it.
Here we
so
go.
MyuNgSiK should have a good idea of where these guys are coming in.
Oh, well, look at this. The army's in place. He's going to be suspecting it. Oh, the feedbacks are good. MyuNgSiK completely ready for this.
At the same time, there is a small force going towards that third base.
Oh.
But a big couple of storms going to take out a lot of these Marines, and that's just not strong enough to take it out.
Going to lose some probes for it, but wasn't nearly the damage that YoDa was looking for. Yeah. He's getting deflected at every turn. MyuNgSiK is playing fantastic.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like we were talking about this a bit before. YoDa missing a lot of his timing windows to do damage to the Protoss. I guarantee you, if Maru was in that booth, he'd be punishing this guy left and right. Yeah, especially on this map.
That is true. Mario would have won the game by now. Let's be real.
Well,
maybe. Mario just always finds a way in with just his bio alone. He wouldn't even have a Viking on the map. Instead, we do see quite a lot. 13 currently on the map for YoDa. Very strong number. YoDa actually very boldly going to the late game.
Yeah. That's always questionable against Protoss, especially in this matchup.
Not many Terrans choose to do such a thing.
Yeah. One other player we saw do this pretty consistently was MMA.
That's true.
And now he's back on SPENU. We'll see if we get to see more of that late game TVP later on.
Very possibly. It's pretty decent composition for YoDa. He's also getting 3 ghosts out, which is going to help out tremendously against his composition. MyuNgSiK not in a hurry to end this game, though. He's going to simply take his own 4th base.
This is going to get exciting in late.
Yeah, we're going to get to see one of those big fights in the late game TVP. I love it.
Yep, Ghost versus High Templar. Already a bunch of ghosts coming out on the map.
Look at this. Gonna try and intercept the small bio, as well as do a run by with those zealots.
Another observer survives.
Uh-oh, big drop.
But there's so much back here. MyuNgSiK is always prepared for this. He's playing the map really well.
Let's see if we can get those feedbacks or storms up. So many things happening on the map. Big storms go down. Oh, way too many storms. Everything's gonna get cleaned up. Even Photon Overcharge activated.
Focusing down the medevacs too. So smart. Nice little drop at the same time out of MyuNgSiK. Doing a lot of damage back. They're getting 9 SCVs and cleaning up the mining at the same time. But will be finally cleaned up.
Finally cleaned up, but still. Damage has been done. And oh, if he cancels this, this is going to put YoDa very far behind.
Oh boy.
Oh, I think he might actually get it if he was targeting it. Maybe not. Unfortunately.
It's going to be pretty close. But look at this. Look at this Protoss army right now. Even a couple of Archons in the mix. He's going to have sick EMPs to deal with this.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of ghosts on the map. Currently, we have 6, so he does have a lot of EMPs available. It's just about landing them.
Yeah. At the same time, 7 High Templar.
7 High Templar.
There's just so much Protoss you want to land those EMPs on right now.
Look at this. They're just passing by in the night. I think MyuNgSiK gets caught on there. He's going to be in position for it. So many Templar. There needs to be a spotting observer, or this could get pretty ugly for MyuNgSiK. Nice
storms going down, keeping him back.
Cannot be fighting up a ramp like this. Better just wait down below it. And once again, looks like we are going to see the big engagement. MyuNgSiK going to disengage, losing 2 Colossus, 3.
He's losing so much of his AoE right now. No storms coming down. Kind of a hesitating fight there out of MyuNgSiK. Not even sure if that's a word. And YoDa actually in a decent position now. Takes out so much of that big Protoss death ball.
Yeah, that was actually very surprising. Just not finding any sort of storms, getting EMP'd out. He's got a pretty big army now. Oh. That is a maximum damage storm if I've ever seen one. But how are you going to fight this death ball of the Terran this time?
+3 finishes for the Protoss. But where are the storms? Where's your AoE? You have so much bank, 2,000 minerals and 800 gas.
Yeah, he needs to pull back and just re-max out. He needs to make Colossus. He's got 2 on the way. Do not engage until then. He's got the storms, but they're so far behind.
At the same time, he feels confident enough to go for this. The storm hits his zealots, but at the same time, he will push this back.
Finally pushes it back, but here comes the reinforcements. The next problem.
Big stim.
Oh, they're all so low. He must have encountered some storms down below there.
Savor this moment, the one time he'll ever see. Well, you didn't even get to see the health bars there. You just got to see the health. But
it's true. Pretty rare thing here.
Yeah.
And so much gas actually from MyuNgSiK. He should be making a lot more Templar. And there we go. 4 more on the way. Plus 2 more Colossus behind the 2 we just made. So he's going to have 4 Colossus all up.
He's remaking that death ball, and I don't know. MyuNgSiK kind of held on and remade everything. He's in a good position now. How many Vikings are there on the map? There's going to be so many Colossi when he hits.
Only 4 Vikings currently. That is not enough for this army.
He's making mainly ghosts, 5 ghosts at a time.
Ghosts can help, but still, it's going to be tricky. The bigger this army gets, it's going to be even harder to deal with, especially with this many Colossus.
Ooh, they're going to pass by.
They do so much damage.
But it looks like MyuNgSiK wants to go for the fight.
Intercepted.
He's going to blink and catch a medevac. Not a good place for YoDa to fight. He's going to back off and regroup. A big drop heading towards that back door.
Big drop might find something. MyuNgSiK will see it with an observer on the map. And here we go. Engagement barreling down on this natural, third base.
Nice little zoning storm as the Zealots get to work on the SCVs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's that pylon farm. Is he going to go for it? Looks like he's dropping out of the robotics right now. A huge amount of units is going to get an instant Colossus, and there's nothing back here for MyuNgSiK to deal with that. He may just have to go for the attack.
Oh, but look at these storms. So many storms, everything going down. I'm so surprised you don't see MyuNgSiK turn around and go for the damage. 26 SCVs went behind that third base, went down, and I think MyuNgSiK has enough to kind of end this if he can get on top of these Vikings.
He needs to do just that. Like, not a lot of bio in this mix for YoDa. He's hanging on, but
I don't know.
Barely not going to be able to. He's still doing damage in the main base of MyuNgSiK, but I don't think it matters at this point.
No, not with that kind of army. So that is a lot of bio we have there. That is going to be one problem. And oh no, bit of a mistake from YoDa lifting up his barracks, stopping the production.
Bunch of gateways being remade. They're at his fourth base, just so he can continue producing units.
Even some stalkers behind that base doing more damage.
Very nice. MyuNgSiK has just been running a huge bank this entire game. Not the best macro, but he's still going to somehow make this work. YoDa's going to lift everything, try to survive, go for some kind of base trade situation, but
I don't know.
His army can never go head-to-head with what MyuNgSiK has.
46 supply to 141.
Yeah.
It's essentially over at this point. It's just about MyuNgSiK cornering this army and shutting it down. Or just doing this, I guess. Completely annihilating it with Storms and Colossus.
That's going to be it. YoDa on 8 supply. And
we're going to see GG in just a second. Whenever he wants. Looks like he wants to play it out.
Seems like he really wants to go for this. He's going to scan and see what MyuNgSiK has. Scan the entire map. And those are some big GG scans if I've ever seen them. GG! MyuNgSiK will win the game and close it out. A clean sweep for SPENU, 3-0.
Very strong performance from SPENU today. They are looking so good in round 3 already. Granted, they did take down one of the weaker teams we have here in Pro League, but you got to start somewhere, and it's great to see Bomber and DRG come back out here and start showing some games. Great to see them in Pro League.
Very nicely done. Unfortunately, we don't get to see that Jim versus Hack game. SPENU off to a great start. What do we got here?
Uh-oh. They bring up the CEO.
Oh, yeah. Get him on your back. Oh. SPENU CEO gets a piggyback ride from MyuNgSiK. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fall.
Be careful with that man. He's worth a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Esports needs him.
Well done, MyuNgSiK. Well done, SPENU.
Well, what a great day, Valdez. You know, we've had some great matches today. Great showing from SPENU. Kind of unfortunate for Prime to start off in such a rough shape.
Yeah, not the start they wanted. And I like today. It was very high energy. Good start to round 3 over here. A lot of stories being formed already. SPENU, the new team, getting off to a great start. And Maru, of course, holding it together for Jin Air. KT, once again, not able to defeat them. Tomorrow, of course, we will continue with more Pro League.
Oh, absolutely. We got lots more in store for tomorrow. I cannot wait for tomorrow either. Going to be a lot of great matches. We're going to have our MVP in just a second. Who do you think it will be? I hope it's either DRG or Bomber, but I think it might be Bomber. I'm getting that feeling.
I don't know. I feel either or. Maybe Dongrygu. But as you guys do see here, the 3-0 for SPENU over Prime, Boom Boom Creator, and YoDa being taken out by Bomber, Dongrygu, and MyuNgSiK.
Yeah, didn't get to see the Chinese player today, unfortunately, Jim. Hopefully next time. Obviously, he was playing the map Dead Wings. So I think there's a good chance we'll see him maybe in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I would assume they would want to use those new players they just acquired for Pro League.
Yeah. And Jim, you know, he's a fantastic player, and he's always playing on the Korean server as well. Very high GM. Very talented player. See if you can, you know, mix it in against these top Koreans.
Well, guys, we're about to jump into that MVP interview. But first, let's take a